This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah. So any kind of social media where people gather, it's a clear possibility you're gonna be seeing ads. And as a business, we can create ads and let our audience know about our product and services. So here again, we see an ad by USW. Business are increasing. We're relying on data-driven decisions and strategy. See, why you need to keep it a little brief is not everyone would be interested to click on see more. So keep this description minimal as possible at least. It should come within the couple of lines, should be very clear. And after which you have your image, and just like any other social media platform, you have a CTA, call to action button. The minute you click on it, it creates a form. It's a lead form, instant form. So you take in the details and they should revert back to you. At times, if they're given a link and say learn more or um, depends on the CTA they're given, uh, any of these social media platforms shall have this option of creating an ad. And to do all these commercial activities or marketing activities, you need to have a start with a business page. Okay, and before that, so in this job section, there's also a lot of material and guidance. I told you there's even a platform, I mean, they created a tab just for preparing for the interviews based on salary and all those you can search for jobs and even the ones they're already looking out for that particular job role or designation. Social media executive, business development, based on what you have searched earlier, you should be getting it. And as you scroll, you should also be seeing an option of easy apply. So see for this business op. Yeah, once it rains, this is a constant issue. Yeah, power cut again. So bear with me. Just try into another network. Okay, so you have this option called easy apply, for which your profile should have enough information. So when you click on easy apply with those details what you given, you can instantly apply for it. Or The other way is you need to upload your resume. If you have created one, I told you you can do it on Canva. Canva gives you more templates and different one, and again depends on what job role you're applying for. There are some very trendy ones, so that not everywhere will be accepted. So check out, create a couple of ones, or the standard format of what you have done in Word also should be okay. So when you have this option of easy apply, so they'll mention all the criteria, capabilities, and your responsibilities, qualifications which you need to have, benefit. And once you do that, you have this option. So if that suits up, criteria, or I'm not saying, I'm just discarding it. So once you do that, they shall receive your resume, and if they're interested and you fall in their list of what they're looking out for in candidates, they'll definitely get back to you. So this is a good way, and also like I told you earlier, in LinkedIn is a place where you need to put in your efforts. It's not that once you create a profile, you should be getting opportunities. No, this is more a platform where you need to spend some time, um, upgrade and update your profile as and when possible. Keep it simple and very clear. But if you apply on daily basis and network, and if you can find people in that particular job, do some research, find out what's good for you. Um, and once you get that, you can start applying for certain roles. I mean, once you're done with your graduation. In meanwhile, also internships are available. You can just look out for that as well. Or networking will get you ahead. Okay, that's on the personal profile. Please take time and create a profile. It's very simple. If I'm sure most of you are using Facebook, so there shouldn't be much of a task for you. Okay, going ahead. So this option here, there's one is business services where you shall find an option to create a company page. So two things here. One is a company page and one is a showcase page. So if you create one, say one big company, and if there are other sections or verticals of it, you can create showcase page of the same page. Say you create one big company who's in electronics, you can create another one for support and service. So you can create multiple pages, and that shall be own domain handled by a different group itself. But that falls under this main page. So to create a showcase page, you need to have one page, sub page. It's a sub page. So that's an option you have. Or if it is any education institute, you can mention that as well. Because this being a very formal platform, you there are other education institutes who start signing up and create their own pages, and that's how they will be coming into this things as well. So we'll start with creating a small company page. They'll ask you the details like how we did earlier on Facebook, but the design, and it looks a lot more raw here. It's not as fine as you see it on Facebook, but still gets the job done. And so you can give in the name. Say, for example, I've created one. I'll just switch over to that profile. Say digital edge. Okay, as I'm using this already, it says it's in use, but yeah. So that's the URL. Click after linkedin.com.company, you can get there. And the website link, what industry you're from, say, or rather, just register marketing. So whatever that industry, I think, yeah, I'll just take marketing. Okay, last for company size. So this, you can create one just to get a hang of it, but this is done for actual companies. Yeah. Say a number of employees. What is it company? What are the company? What company type is it? Is it a public company, self-employed, government agency, NGO, and so proprietorship, privately held, partnership? Okay, quite similar here again. Profile pic, and it's recommending a 300 by 300 pixels per it, and a tagline. So okay, given that, and let me see if I have an image. Always page creations are simple, but how optimized you make it is very important for it to look complete. So that should be your description, location. You can add a custom button. So, basically, these secret kind of action buttons. So you learn more, visit website. I think I've already done that here. Yeah, and you should be getting a preview in the bottom. You can add in the location. So given these details quickly, and more or less, so we've been creating profiles in other social media. It's quite similar to that. If you have it in different locations, you can add another location as well. I think it's, so you can add multiple locations. If you have other franchises or different branches, you can add in those locations as well. So here, not just you, even your employees. So here, it's not like the page which you created earlier on Facebook. In Facebook, there should also be fan pages, artist pages, or your own page. If you created say you're a profile, you're an artist, a designer, and after some point you're not able to add more friends, not able to connect with many other people. That's when you create a page. So that's again networking, and also a little not so formal there on Facebook, but this is a very formal setup. So here will be your employees as well. Okay, there'll be your fans, and here will be your employees who can be posting. So yeah, even when you are signing up, this if the page has been created by a company, it'll be easy for them to tag themselves when they're creating a profile, so that it show up in the name of the company, list of companies that will show up. See, big ones will already be there for sure, but the small private companies, if only once they create pages, say if you're starting a business tomorrow and you would like your employees to create a profile and have the time that they're working at your company. So without you creating the page, they shall not be able to uh, uh, tag themselves to that company. So it's very important for businesses to create one. A good cover image again. For this, you can make use of Canva. Let's see if you can pick up the normal one. Yeah. Okay. Um, then again, you can create events, newsletters, and if you want to follow certain hashtags, you can do that. Let me just read that. So you should give it all the details. So someone comes into the page, they should be having sufficient information. Also, it should look good. And you can recommend the content to employees. You have your like measurement, any the steps of this process of system marketing. You have visibility, bringing target audience. Then you have engagement, conversion, and retention. So in this case, again, you can you also measurement. So measurement you'll be having, you can find out the visitors who have visited this profile that we just created. But once you start getting traffic, so say if this is a bigger company, a huge energy, they'll be getting a lot more data, and that's going to be beneficial. Like people who coming in, they can track the visitors, their followers, competitors. So this has not been set. So I'll just take one. Um, so what are they engaging in? And look at their followers and what are the new followers they've got recently. So we had the similar feature on Facebook as well, or rather I can say as usual, Facebook might have adapted from that. Um, so here you'll be able to watch what your competitors doing and how better you can keep your audiences engaged. So this platform should be very helpful for you to know. And like just on Facebook, we have this log on the business page. If here you should be able to track what exactly is happening so far, all the update events, who's updating and what's happening. You should be able to find it out here at once. Okay, now let's look into this section where you create an ad. That's the main point now. So for that, you have this section, this tab, advertise to the right, uh, on the top right. Quite similar layout as you'd be seeing when you, I mean, the desktop or dashboard of Facebook ads. But that's a lot more advanced now. They have ads manager and all that. They also guided process here. It's quite simple. Given these details. So if you don't have a page, it insists that you create a new page here and then start your ad. I'll quickly bring in the URL. 1 minute. Okay, I probably don't have, I'm not created one here on this again. Previous one has gone to the other profile. 1 minute. Just got the link. Let's go back to that. Yeah. Like literally, it's not as user friendly as you'll be having it on Facebook. You need to work on few steps here and there, but that's okay. Okay, bring in the URL and have an account name. Okay, just stick in Vijay's ad account. You can give your own customized name for that. See, create campaign. The layout is a little different here compared to before. It's not as there's no flow exactly, so you need to just get used to it. create a couple of campaigns. You should be familiar by them. So there you have this exact form where you have to start from one step after another. But here it's all over the place. Just as you've done ads before, it should be much easier for you this time. So always start with naming the campaign. So like any other place, you have campaign, group, and then ad. And I'm sure with this you're already very familiar by now. You have again awareness, consideration, and conversion stage. If you want campaign group, you can create another one, but just keep as it is. And next, yeah, here you choose what type of campaign you're looking at to create. So start with awareness, then you can move into website visits. So once they're familiar with your brand and company, you can create further campaigns which will be based on engagement, uh, views, website visits, and finally you can have also lead generation based on forms, recent or instant forms, and you have website conversions, job applicants. So there are, like I told you, there are three phases to this. One, you as an employee trying to build your career, then it can be the business owner, the decision makers or the top management. And the third, also, we have the recruiters. So in all three perspectives, we have objectives here of creating an ad. I'll consider brand awareness and see on it. Click on it. It says, I want more people to learn about my business. Okay, quite similar again. Location include and exclude, very much similar. That's why if you start with one, by the time you create a couple of Facebook ads, you should be having an idea how to run these ads. But a lot more depth and some changes are observed in Google Ads basically. So we had the variations of search, display, and video. So that few things changed, but more or less again, if you keep observing, and Twitter is going to be much easier. I think that's the easiest of creating ads, and it's also see, as I told you earlier, marketing is on the expense side. So how you create ads and the responses you get from that, you need to tweak on what you created earlier and see what can be done better when you're running the second campaign. It's always a learning curve. You need to go one by one. But unless you start, you'll not be having an idea how to do this. So it's a very broad search area India. I'll just bring that down and keep it Bangalore. It's not necessary always to search for. I'm just keeping it for Bangalore. You can take entire India, and that depends on the budget and the criteria also. So again, same options: exclude, include. So again, you have narrow, exclude. See, narrow again. I was telling you earlier, if you have this option of observation and narrow. So if you enable audience expansion based on the kind of audience you choose, you can it'll consider few more likewise, or it's called lookalike audiences, and based on those, what's it? What do you say? Based on the selections you have made or the configurations you have made, similar audiences is chosen by the platform, and for them as well, the ad is shown. So it's not narrowed on just the absolute selections. And here also you have this option of saving the audiences. So if you're doing this process day in and out, each time creating an audience is going to be a task. So if you have a set preset of audiences, it's going to be easy for you to go on creating the ads. Okay, then you have your ad format. So we get to see a lot of carousel here. You have single image, you have video ad. So they having a platform quite smaller than the other ones, which is of Facebook or Google. You shall be seeing this in a uh, easier format. I mean, they give you more options in one place. You have spotlight ad, you have followers ad, conversion ad, event ad. So in case you're running an event, a business networking event, or any kind of business gathering, or any brainstorm event, whatever it be, some annual day of your company, uh, you can create and you can run ads for it if you are inviting visitors beyond your circle for it. So take with a single image ad, and then again placement. So this again was quite familiar for us when we did the previous platforms. So where are you planning to showcase this ad? And for same, you have exclude categories, certain categories which is not uh, you don't want to your ad to be shown on. You can choose that as well, and also have a block list. Okay, there is a hybrid here. You have daily budget, lifetime budget, and also mix of both. So you get a variation of estimates here. So let's stick with I mean daily budget. So if you're willing to spend around 10,000 daily, your ad shall reach, I mean this in terms of 30 days and around 58 lakhs audience. So if you don't, like I told you earlier, if you don't set an end date, like a subscription every month, it's gonna be I mean, it's gonna be deducted from the account. So budget, you should also be having bidding. So it's an automated bidding here. And like I told you earlier, there are two options. Then we will see. You'll have reach. That was campaign objective there. Then also impressions. So impressions will be showing to a lot more people. They usually take it as 1 second or 50% of the ad image seen or the ad seen to people. I'll just bring down to a little more realistic numbers for it. Say around 2000, and to the right, say 7 days to start with. So yeah, the target audience size is around 58 lakhs, but with 7 day period, you should be able to reach around 36 to 62,000 people. Next. So if you have a creative ready, you can add in the image. I'll just pick one of the existing ones which you have done before. So there we had primary text here. You can you see it as introductory text here, and destination URL or final URL which we had seen earlier. Added the image, headline, description, CPI. It's a very standard format which we are now very used to. So creating an ads on any platform should not be difficult for you, but how well your headline is, and once you created this ad, even if you create a solid good ad, which gets a lot of clicks and views, at the same time, your landing pages and website should be good as well, should be great as well, responsive as well, responsive, speed of the website, all this matters. So I told you earlier, the audience uh, attention span on the internet or on a website would be an average of 10 seconds. Okay, 10 to 15 seconds, you should be able to capture their attention. Okay, just give an example. And take an ICT's website. This should be your final URL or where you'll be taking your audience based on the ad. And the right side, as you work on it, you'll be getting a review. Any changes you want to make, do it right away as you work on it. Very, very similar to Facebook. So they have a like as well, like button as well. I'll say learn digital marketing today, and they're quite generous here. You can go up to 200 characters, not limited as other platforms where you saw 30 characters. Yeah, Okay. Then you have your CTA. Apply, download now, register, subscribe. You get the demo or attend. If it's an event, you have the option of attend. Let me check in the have. Yeah, the preview should be coming up. Or like I told you again, if there's too much of characters, I can go into the more section. And again, if it refreshes, it should be coming. Just check. Let's check the other feeds as well, how it looks on the mobile platform. Yeah. Yeah, see, this is what happens. So if you give it a little more simple and repetitive, they don't have to. And people just imagine it's for you, it's your company and your ad, but for people who are scrolling and millions of people, they just uh, even on at least on Facebook they might scroll more, but on LinkedIn the time spent might be quite less than other social media platforms. So keep it brief and don't push in so much. It can really reduce the words. Let me just reduce few words. There's a digital marketing education training platform. Okay, I'll just cut few words here. Okay, I finished the software digital education platform. Now change the feed form, review, and that should be okay. It still shows see more, just trim a few more words. So here we have a character limit of around 600, that's too much. Yeah, that should be fine. So I want you to all to create, I mean, most of you, I mean, most of you said you don't have a profile, you can do that. Create a profile, create a business page, and then ads should be very easy for you by now because we have done this on a lot of platform, and it's much easier than the other places here. So give it a go. And what I would like to receive from your hand is get a screenshot of this, more or less like this. Yeah, I don't know if you seeing the screen. Okay, let me change the view format. So yeah, create an ad and then please take a screenshot and share to me in the WhatsApp group, which should be sufficient. And finally create. Yeah. So once you give in your billing details, like like as usual, once our billing information is given, the ad shall go active, and also you see an estimation to the right of that particular ad. So that's a 30-day estimation. Then you have a 7-day estimation, or you can even try a 1-day estimation. So there it was a huge budget. Now for a day we will be spending so much. So you can that's why I told you can tweak, see if this is not doing well, make some changes, then you can start another ad. And so it's all about trial and error. So once you start running ads and create multiple other campaigns, you should be seeing the insight, the measurements, and how people are reacting to it, and how much it's uh, first going out of people, the reach that has been created by that ad, and further on the other steps, which is consideration and conversions. So you can start creating campaigns on that as well. And finally, you should be having the conversion. That's the last stage. So this is quite simple and very familiar as well by now. And here as well, see here, analyze, test. So just like Pixel, you need to have a tag, and if you have access for the website, you can embed the tag. And once LinkedIn understands that's your website, once it's confirmed, you should be getting the data as well of the transaction of the traffic going from your social media handle to that website which you've given the link of. So that's where your tracking and conversion website demographics comes into picture. Okay. Give this a shot, create a good profile and a business page, and finally an ad. You can send me a screenshot of an ad that's sufficient. I mean, to create that ad, you have to create a business page. So sending the screenshot of ad should be sufficient. Also, your profile pic is not required here, because if it's a business, that's okay, but individually you don't have to send it to the group. So if you can do it till here, we'll start with Twitter tomorrow, and most probably we'll be having exams on 22nd probably. I'll give you an update on that. We have a couple more topics. We'll be doing it tomorrow. Someone wants to say something? You are muted.
Think Lisa?
Yeah, yeah.
So do we have class tomorrow because there are events in our college for 2 days. We don't have any classes.
Tomorrow you have your event. I mean your college event, is it?
Yes, sir. Tomorrow and Wednesday and Thursday, 2 days.
Tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. Till what time? I mean, it's gonna be at the night as well, like uh,
It's like whole day, sir,
college
whole day and
college
night,
fest.
morning.
It's a fest, is it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's a fest. It's Kala.
Okay. If that goes on, you'll be busy till what day?
Sorry, sir.
If that goes on, if it starts tomorrow, till what day are you occupied with it? Till when are you
It's for
occupied?
2 days, sir. Wednesday and Thursday we are occupied. I think Friday they might give us leave. I don't know about Friday, but Wednesday and Thursday we don't have any classes as since we are having our fest. Kala is going on.
Okay. Sure. Can I give you an update on this by morning? Is that okay? In the group, I'll let you know in the WhatsApp group.
Yes, sir.
Sure. Fine then. Let's
Thank
meet tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you everyone so much.